Molly, her 7-year-old daughter, and Joey, her 4-year-old son, were heartbroken when their beloved dog passed away from old age. Danya and her husband, Adam, took some time to mourn their loss but soon decided they wanted another pet. Initially considering a different type of animal like a cat or a rabbit, they ultimately settled on getting another dog. They were accustomed to the companionship and activity that a dog brought into their lives, petting, walks in the park, and more, and felt ready to embrace another canine companion. Danya returned to the shelter and began looking around. There, she found House, a 2-year-old German Shepherd who had been rescued a few months earlier. Despite enduring mistreatment and trauma that nearly took his life, House was undergoing rehabilitation at the shelter to help him adjust to life with humans and other pets. Despite some visitors shying away from House due to his troubled past, Danya was undeterred. She saw a beautiful and calm dog that she believed would be a perfect fit for their family. Her husband, Adam, however, had reservations. He worried about adopting a dog with a history of trauma, fearing it might pose a risk to their children. He had heard stories of pets injuring children when left unsupervised and was hesitant to take that risk. Despite Adam's concerns, Danya believed in House's rehabilitation and felt confident in giving him a chance at a new life with their family. After extensive discussions, the couple decided to postpone the adoption plan. However, after several weeks without a pet in their home, the family realized they missed having an animal companion. They visited the shelter together, where Danya introduced House to the rest of her family. DeLuca even remarked that House resembled her, pointing out similarities in their eyes, an endearing exaggeration to convince everyone that House was the perfect fit for them. Her words eventually convinced Adam, and House found his forever home. Within days of settling in, House captured everyone's hearts. Molly and Joey adored him, spending countless hours playing together. Even the neighbors grew fond of him, appreciating his friendly demeanor. House quickly lived up to his name, welcoming everyone who visited and charming the neighbors whenever he strolled their way. He soon became a local celebrity, with friends stopping by just to see him. At night, House quietly watched over the children without them realizing, following them around and ensuring their safety from a distance. His presence brought a sense of comfort and security to the entire family. After House settled in and bonded deeply with the family, playing with the children in the pool and eating alongside them, Danya and Adam were convinced that adopting the German Shepherd had been a great decision. However, a few weeks later, House began displaying unusual behavior. He would spend long hours in the backyard, appearing restless as if searching for something valuable. Danya initially dismissed this as normal behavior for a dog in his own space. But soon, his actions became more concerning. House started shadowing the kids wherever they went, even intruding on their privacy in the bathroom. He became unusually protective, barking at perceived threats from adults. That afternoon, the once affectionate pet suddenly became aggressive around Molly's room and started avoiding Danya's attempts to pet him. Instead of eagerly seeking her attention as before, he seemed to want her to stay away, though he couldn't communicate why. Danya, worried about her child's safety, began to fear that House might unintentionally harm them. While she still trusted him around her kids and believed in his loyalty, she couldn't ignore the changes in his behavior and desperately wished she understood what was causing it. Molly and her grandmother had spent the whole day out and were exhausted. After their bath, they settled down for dinner and eventually went to bed, sharing a last cookie before turning off the lights. They left some food crumbs on the floor, intending to clean them up in the morning. As they tried to sleep, House began barking uncontrollably. Molly brushed it off, thinking it was his usual tactic when feeling lonely. However, Grandma sensed something different in his behavior, interpreting it as a warning without knowing what to watch out for. She turned on the lights and called out to Danya, asking for help to investigate the cause of the dog's restlessness. The two women searched the room, hoping to find the source of House's agitation, but found nothing suspicious. When they reached the far corner and attempted to look behind a large wooden wardrobe, House's barking intensified. He suddenly lunged forward, startling them into stepping back. In a moment, House collapsed, unconscious and struggling to breathe. His aggression faded, replaced by weakness. Terrified, Donya moved closer to her beloved dog to examine him. It was then that she noticed the cause of his distress throughout the day: 3 large snake bites on his front leg. She immediately recognized the culprit: a rattlesnake. A rattlesnake will often bite its victim multiple times if they are within reach. She quickly ran to the kitchen, urging her child and mother to leave the room. Returning with a large chopping knife, she approached the intruder cautiously coiled under the bed, her intent clear. The venom of a rattlesnake causes significant damage to tissues and affects the circulatory system, leading to internal hemorrhaging and destruction of blood cells and skin. It travels swiftly through the victim's body, explaining House's rapid collapse. Immediate treatment is crucial, ideally within 30 minutes, to prevent organ damage or death. Donya, terrified for House's life, dialed emergency services. Fortunately, they arrived promptly and rushed the heroic dog to the vet. The snake had injected a lethal amount of venom, giving House slim chances of survival. Yet, he reached the Tampa hospital in time for emergency care. He received multiple vials of anti-venom daily for 5 days and required ICU observation. Miraculously, House's recovery amazed the doctors, neighbors moved by his bravery. Supporters worldwide flooded platforms with words of encouragement and financial aid, rallying around a GoFundMe page titled Help Save House, which exceeded its $28,000 goal with over $52,000 raised. Animal lovers globally sent heartfelt messages to Donya and her family, wishing House a swift and full recovery. Donya was touched by the outpouring of support, saying, "It's incredible. I have people from Sweden, people I don't even know, reaching out and donating." Eventually, House returned to Molly and Joey, his beloved humans, continuing to be their steadfast guardian angel.